So the ACLU last Saturday, while we were recording our episode, they had a big old rally inside of the Indiana Statehouse. All them people, they filled that place up. But you know, some people do it and they get called insurrectionists.
Like I said, if they don't support Trump, it's okay. But if they support Trump, it's an insurrection.
See, that's what the MAGA crowd should have been doing on January 6th. They should have been waving around pride flags, and they probably would have been let in more welcomely and not have a bunch of tear gas thrown at them and
a bunch of false accusations towards them, and a bunch of people locked up for no reason, and yeah, the list goes on
and on and on. But yeah, this they had this going on at the Statehouse as well.
Yo, you know what's happening right now at the Statehouse? You see all these people? You see all these people out here? We got Drag Queen Story Hour in the Statehouse. Drag Queen Story Hour in the Statehouse. Take that.
How did I know it wasn't it was the annoying one?
Yeah, we'll be talking about her a little later, but let's go ahead and jump up. Yeah, I just thought that I don't get the whole Drag Queen Story Hour thing. Like, what sort of validation do they need by like reading books in front of children? I don't know why they're pushing so hard on that. It's really weird. Really weird. Who knows? But let's go ahead and go back to Ball State Daily News. They had another article, and they were talking about the rally that was taking place inside the Statehouse. It's a rally. Because, you know, they say, see, right there, they say, see, there was a rally inside the Indiana Statehouse that was organized by the ACLU. I'm going to talk about these guys a little bit because I have a problem with this. So, yeah, they you can't legislate away our existence. Oh, this is a really good one. They swap out the colors of the United States flag with the rainbow. Seen a few of those around. That's wonderful. Okay, so again, they talk about that, and then the ACLU organized their rally to protect trans youth April 1st. I was hoping it was going to be an April Fool's Day, but it wasn't.
Only hope.
Katie Blair, ACLU Director of Advocacy and Public Policy, helped organize the event. This event is organized to let the governor and lawmakers know that we're here and we're not going to stop fighting and urge them to stop the hateful bills that they are considering. Where do you base that on? What's hateful to you?
What exactly makes it so hateful? All we're trying to do with these bills is protect children. Don't give a shit what you do as an adult. But stop fucking with our children.
No doubt.
This is why they're going for the children, because they're trying to up their ranks into their army. You know, get them young. Yeah.
And I mean, yeah,
exactly.
They have a response to that, and they usually say, well, you know, you don't have to do it to your child, but why are you preventing us from doing it to our children? And I'm like,
it's a child. Because it's a child.
Exactly. It's wrong. We don't like it. And that's how society works.
If you're a parent that condones this, I don't care what you say, you're a bad fucking parent. You're a bad parent. Bad parent. Naughty. Need to be put in a corner.
Nobody puts baby
of a jail cell.
No doubt. But yeah, I mean, I've kind of talked about this before, but it really gets down to like they're trying to make truth relative and they're trying to make truth subjective, when obviously the only way that like we're going to get through this is if we admit that there is objective truth and there are objective morals. And that's the biggest problem with all this stuff, because we don't understand how they see it this way. And it's really just people I think that some of these people are coming from a place of empathy and they're trusting the people because they don't like actually look into what's going on. And they're like, oh, well, the doctors are telling me that this is what I should do to my child, so this is what I'm going to do. So I don't necessarily want to say that they're like bad people. I think that they are coming from a place of empathy, but they're wrong.
Maybe to an extent, but I mean,
There
if they
are
were
definitely bad actors.
if they were using logic and common sense,
Common sense is
even without being, I'm not a fucking doctor. I'm not a doctor at all. I've never gone to college for a doctorate or anything like that. But I'll tell you, I know for a fact you can't make a woman into a man, and vice versa. You just can't. I'm not a doctor, and I can confidently say that.
Even if they could, I would still be against it.
Yeah, because
it's just twisted science
again,
experiments.
I'm not a religious person, but that's that's no. Yeah. It's just no. It's just no.
Well, let's keep on going.
Oh, did I say no enough? No.
You could probably say it a few more times.
Okay, no. Just
no. Okay, so Blair said gender-affirming healthcare is a life-saving necessary measure for some transgender people. Disagree.
I reject it.
Oh, here we go. Amy Lindemann Allen,
a religious leader?
A religious leader came to support the rally with her 3 children. The church that we go to, our motto is love all, serve all. And it's important to me as I'm raising children of faith to teach them to serve people and do things that help the well-being of our community. Lindman Allen is a New Testament professor at Christian Theological Seminary in Indianapolis, and she said it's dangerous to apply ideas of marriage or family from the biblical text. When we look at the biblical text, we need to understand that they were written in a particular time, and that time and place had different language and different cultural codes. And I mean, So
that makes no sense to me.
It's kind of like where I was getting earlier, like subjective truth and all this stuff. Like they're trying to say that, well, that was just for that time period, and we're in a new age, and we have to update our morals and our truths because.
Just for a quick hot minute, and I won't stay on it for too long, but this is my problem with religion, because people started with one religion or 2, maybe 3. And then started picking and choosing what they don't like and what they like. And then so, okay, I'm just going to make this new religion because I don't like this stuff, but I like this stuff, which is part of that religion, but I can't follow that. So I'm just going to make a new religion. Well, and they've done it, I don't know how many times. Like, I don't even know how many denominations of Christianity there are anymore. Like, infinite. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I have a big problem with that as well. But
this is where we drop the ball on morality.
Honestly, a big part of it is you can go look into this, and we're kind of talking about this right now, but these NGOs, these non-government organizations like ACLU, a lot of these NGOs have poured millions, if not billions of dollars into like subverting like all these Christian churches and getting them to do all the rainbow Skittles stuff. So, and honestly, because I've been seeing it a lot more, like, just how they're doing it in this article where we got this religious leader right here. That's honestly the reason why they're doing it is because they know that like a lot of people follow like what religious people say and they look to them for guidance and all that stuff. And that's really why they started like interjecting themselves into this so they could say, hey, look, we have these Christians over here. They believe this. Why don't you guys believe it? Well, they're retards.
And they're wrong.
Completely. And speaking of these,
it's just another instance of them changing the religion of parts that they don't like and making their own religion.
Which, I mean, if they read their Bible, there's a little section in there that says do not add or remove.
Well, no. It's kind of like we were talking about one time how people perceive what's said. They perceive it the way they want to if they're not truly, in my opinion, into the religion. They're into it for other purposes, and they perceive it the way they want, which is why they go to all these, I don't want this one, I want that one, or I don't want that one, I want this one. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it gets into the hermeneutics of it, the way that you interpret text, which is a bit of why I have a problem with the Protestant Reformation that took place a long time ago, and it's had some drastic effects because now everybody can just take their own interpretation of what it says instead of looking back at like the history of all of it and the history of the church and like what they've said
and making their own religion.
Yeah, true. But I'm not gonna go too far into those weeds because I don't feel like I'm
and they get tall.
Huh?
They get tall. The grass gets tall.
Grass gets really tall.
Shit gets deep.
But they also had this going on at the Statehouse. Speaking of like all these I'm not even going to call them Christians, but we'll just say these religious people because they're not Christians.
They're religious Skittles.
Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
See, true religious people sing better too.
My problem, well, not my main problem, but one of the problems that I have with this is like a big thing that the left constantly talks about is this supposed separation of church and state. It doesn't exist, but they'll bring this up because like it's come up with like these type of bills that we've been trying to pass and other things like abortion and all that stuff. We say that this comes from the way that we perceive our religion and all this stuff. These are how we dictate our morals and what we believe is right and wrong. And they will, well, there's a separation of church and state. We don't want a theocracy. That's not a theocracy. It's not a theocracy. Just because we're guided by our religious beliefs does not make it a theocracy. It just means like that's our basis for our morals, which
is
you dummies don't have one.
Yeah, which is part of the problem where our morals are starting to just slowly dissipate.
Mm-hmm. Because most people can't find a foundational like starting point of why they believe things are bad, why they believe things are good. I mean, a lot of people, I would argue,
just say because.
Yeah, a lot of people, I would argue, base their morals around Christianity, whether or not they like it or not. But that's how our whole country was set up. You can go all the way back to when people from Europe first came over here. I want to say it was English code or whatever, but like we based our laws off of what was taught in Christianity. I mean, whether you like it or not.
I also just want to point this out. What's going on right now didn't work for Rome either. Just saying.
Yeah, that's a whole nother onion to peel. So many things wrong with what happened in Rome, but whatever.
When in Rome, I guess.
I don't want to be in Rome.
I don't want to be in Rome.
I probably would have been thrown into the Colosseum and eaten by a lion for what I believe.
Probably.
But anyways. So,
I'd help you though, buddy. We'd fight them off.
Oh, thanks. Couple of Hoosiers podcasts. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, CastBox, pretty much anywhere that you get your podcasts. We do a live stream show every Saturday on Rumble. We upload to YouTube, Odyssey, and BitChute. But if you want to get everything all in one place, go to cohpodcast.substack.com. I write blogs for every episode. They're pretty good. Go check them out.